three young kids, right? Like 8, 5 and 2, right? Anyway, the dad went down with COVID on a Monday, hard, really hard. He was so weak, he couldn't get up to go to the toilet. That was a Monday. On Wednesday, the wife gave me a tip and she said, listen, can you help my husband? He's in a bad shape, he can't breathe. So guess what I did? I collected olive leaves from my garden, olive leaves, kaffir lime leaves, pineapple sage, and a couple of bay leaves.
As the medical department finds or tends to create an ecosystem that helps to create your own reality without relying on certain medicine treatment that works in equal manners to change our brain, let's say brain manners or brain perspective at highest level, or at least more than 1 to 5% throughout the lifespan. Thank you so much. It's a great honor. Thank you.
Wow. Okay. Remember what I said earlier, if you give an orange to a man, we will drink it. If you give it to a woman, we'll turn it to lemon juice. We fill the whole tank. So,
I thank you for the question. I'll just give you a little background how I became what I became. I studied medicine for 3 years, back in the 70s. Right? And unfortunately, after 3 years, I was very disappointed. Because it was not about nutrition, it was not about healing, it was about drugs. It was all about drugs, right? Now, not every doctor's like that, but at the medical college I went to, that's what it was. So I ended up quitting that, and I started studying on the chiropractic for 15 years. I studied that kind of chiropractic part, and I learned a lot about the spine and the eyes from the chiropractors, right? So what the answer is that we have to work with the doctors and influence them to look more at the healing by using foods, especially organic foods, right? I'll tell you why I say that. I saw a show in San Diego, it was, and the guy was about 6'3", very fit-looking guy. And what actually happened is that he had 2 Mexican girls and a daughter, the mother, and he took this lettuce from his garden, and he flicked it, and there was milk coming out of it. And I went, wow, I've never seen a lettuce like that, you know. Now, when you buy organic, it's a bit of a con. I'll tell you why. Because if you buy lettuce from an organic place, you look at the base of the lettuce, it's already brown. That's not really, the organic's gone out of it. That's why I grow my own lettuces, my own tomatoes, because when you pick the lettuce, Michael, we don't pick the roots, we pick the leaves. And the leaves got milk in them, and that milk is what keeps you young. Do you know why I know that? I had rabbits when I was 14, and they put dandelions, lettuce, tomatoes and so on, cucumbers and so on. And guess what? Those rabbits, they ate the dandelion first. Now, people have said to me, dandelion's a weed. I said, listen, you peanut. I said, the dandelion is the 10th most valuable herbs. Dandelion. So if you want to be healthy, grow your own dandelions organically, right? Organically, and eat 6 leaves every day. Now the best dandelion is spring. Grow your own dandelion. My dandelion are like 1 foot long, the leaves. The milk is in there. Now if you buy food and there's no milk in that food, that food's no good. So I can advise you how to start your own small organic garden with 3 pots. Just 3 pots. And in those 3 pots, I'll give you the herbs you can grow, right? Like parsley, thyme, oregano, marjoram. Now, I've got at home 48 medicinal herbs, right? And I'll give you one final comment because my time's marching on. In the street we're in, there's 14 houses at dead end, 14 houses. 8 of them had COVID. 8 had COVID. And the couple down the corner of us, but the young couple, right, about 48, 45, They had 3 young kids, right? Like 8, 5 and 2, right? Anyway, the dad went down with COVID on a Monday, hard, really hard. He was so weak, he couldn't get up to go to the toilet. That was a Monday. On Wednesday, the wife gave me a tip, and she said, listen, can you help my husband? He's in a bad shape, he can't breathe. So guess what I did? I collected olive leaves from my garden, olive leaves, kaffir lime leaves, pineapple sage, and a couple of bay leaves, right, and another couple of herbs. And I gave her enough for about 2 days. I said, make them a cup of tea. 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock. You need 8 cups of tea for the day. 2 days later, she rang me up. She texted me. She said, you're a genius, Ronald. All the symptoms of COVID are gone. Now, I will tell you why. It's fascinating. Just give me 1 more minute. Yeah? I'll tell you why. It's worth it. I discovered, reading the Bible, that you mentioned olive oil, all the time. I thought, my brain was working. This book's 3,000 years old, 2,000 years old, right? And it said, without vision, the nation perishes. So I discovered there was an olive tree in Israel, it's 800 years old, right? And I thought, okay. So I connected with a friend of ours, we've known her for 8 years, she's from Israel. She went back to Israel, and about 8 years ago, and they picked up on an olive tree. The olive tree was 980 years old. And it was on the border of Lebanon. It was 23 feet wide. And it was still bearing olives. So then I connected with a professor of olives, got a PhD in Australian olives, and he told me the answer. He said, olive leaves don't die. They're immortal. Whereas other trees die at 35. They die. They crack up. Viruses get to them. With an olive leaf, an olive tree, there's a polyphenolic compound that is so strong, it kills viruses, get it? Kills viruses, kills insects that try to kill the tree. So by using 11 olive leaves from my garden, I fixed up the COVID symptoms. Yeah.